Hello, I'm Carl Jones of Branded by Jones, and in this short webinar I want to give you the benefit of some of my experience. That's 30 years or 1 year 30 times. Works both ways. I'm constantly learning new things from peers, from professionals, thought leaders, friends, associates, clients, and my daughters who are 11 and 13. They're a font of great knowledge. This webinar is about brand awareness. It's about getting your brand, getting your product, getting your service, getting your organisation out there and getting it seen by stakeholders. That can be customers, potential customers, new members of staff, referrers, whatever really. And these are all things you can do yourself, all things you can implement in the time that you have. But I won't be telling you how to design a logo. Okay, let's go. So the first one is make use of QR codes. How many of you have one of these? One of these. My 78-year-old dad has a smartphone. My 13-year-old daughter has a smartphone and an iPad. The majority of people have a smartphone these days. A QR code can be scanned by your smartphone camera and it can take you straight to a website page, straight to a social media page. A few years ago, QR codes were thought to have had their day. They didn't really work. A specific app was needed on a smartphone. A specific app was needed on an iPad. Broadband connectivity while out and about wasn't great. And I mean that wasn't great in cities, towns, rural Shropshire, wasn't great. So QR codes a few years ago they just didn't work. But they're back. They're back with a vengeance. The pandemic has helped that. The track and trace app, let's not get into the politics of that, the detail of that, but the track and trace app to scan a QR code to check in, and we've got used to that as a society. I've seen QR codes used to great effect over the past year by bars, restaurants, cafes, shops, etc. On our family holiday to St Ives last year, they were so widely used. Every cafe and every restaurant seemed to have a QR code on the window, on their door, on a board outside, where you could link to their menu, link to their allergens, link to book a table for later. Shops were using them to direct us to their websites and their social media pages. I'm not going to get into the detail of smartphone versus desktop computer for websites. That's Pete's domain. But QR codes offer instant access to your website, to an offer through a smartphone, and they can be accessed anywhere. You should put them on your business card, put them on your shop front, put them on display banners, put them on your brochure. It doesn't cost anything to create a QR code, so what is there to lose? Use them. Number 2, define your mission statements. You might think, oh, we don't need a mission statement. Our customers know who we are and what we do. But your mission statement can do so much. It can focus you, it can focus your business, it can focus your planning, it can focus your staff. It can help to explain everything to your stakeholders, to potential customers, to future customers, to current customers, to everyone who needs to know about your business, your product, your organisation. It should explain who you are, why your company or product or organisation exists, its purpose, what the organisation's goal is, what your product, what your service is, who you're for. It should define your customer and your marketplace, and it should define your geographical reach, and it should be short and sweet. It should cover no more than half an A4 sheet of paper. 50 words, 60 words. Go on, write your mission statements. Number 3, regularly update the content on your website. I'm not talking about for search engine purposes here. Again, that's Pete's domain. Pete can talk to you about that. A lot of our customers gain new business via referrals, via recommendations. The first reference point for those people who've been referred is to look at your website. What are they going to think if your last blog post was over a year ago, 2 years ago, 6 months ago, or longer? We started working with a couple of clients recently who we first pitched to over 5 years ago. Yeah, 5 years. It takes a long time sometimes. And over that period, those people have been checking out our website, checking out the work we've been doing, and needing to see that we're still relevant, we're still active, and doing new work on a regular basis. So we've updated our website and they've kept in touch. So keep updating your website with new, fresh content. Number 4, be aware of the competition. So whether you like it or not, they're out there. We all have competition. Are you aware of who they are? Of their latest products, their latest services, any special offers they've introduced? They might even be targeting your customers. You need to know this. I don't think it's healthy to be obsessed with the competition. We know of somebody who a few years ago took out a lease on a premises across the road from one of their main competitors. He put up signs, he advertised it, he moved a couple of members of staff into that premises, and proceeded to lose a lot of money. And it didn't really work. It didn't work. I also know of somebody who bought the competition, who bought their main competitor, and both businesses eventually went under because that person couldn't focus on them both. So don't be obsessed. Have a healthy respect. Keep your competitors' websites bookmarked. Have a quick look occasionally. Sign up for their newsletters, their emails. Follow them on social media. If it's a shop, go there and buy something occasionally. Do a mystery shop. You could even have someone do all this for you. We do this for several of our monthly retainer clients. We look at their competition. We do mystery shops with them. We get out there. We sign up for their newsletters, check their websites out, and report back a couple of times a year. So do that. Keep an eye on the competition. So number 5, become a thought leader. Don't sell. Don't try and sell. Educate and inform, and people will come to you. People don't want to be constantly sold to. Sell. It's boring, and they'll switch off. You need to find other ways to get your brand, get yourself in front of your stakeholders, reminding current customers that you exist, ensuring potential customers have heard about you. One way is to become a thought leader. One way of doing it is to clarify quite simply your experience and your expertise, and make sure you stick to that. Ensure people understand what you're talking about. Be clear, be consistent, but keep learning. Keep on top of what's happening in your industry. Listen to your peers, listen to your teams, listen to your customers, listen to people, the world around you, and then say what you think based on that. But make it clear it's your opinion. It's based on your experience, based on your viewpoint, based on your values, and what you've learned. But it's not fact, it's opinion. So become a thought leader. Number 6 is be consistent in your messaging. Good, consistent messaging will help link your brand, your company, your product, your organization with certain values, certain promises, and your products and services. Imagine you meet someone new and they're a completely different person next time you meet them. They've gone from confident to arrogant. They've gone from happy to sad, cool, calm and collected to a desperate mess. In running a business, in selling a product, selling a service, promoting an organization, this is the equivalent of winning someone over with one post, only to turn them off with the next. Or you could engage them through your brand awareness and through your marketing, and then your salesperson could start speaking a completely different language, and you've lost them. You know, if you use a certain set of colours on your website, make sure you use the same colours on your social media. If you have any printed material, make sure your colours are consistent. Don't have a brochure that looks a certain way for one product and reinvent the wheel for the next product. Be consistent. Just be consistent across every medium. Okay, number 7 is how many times does a potential customer need to see your brand, engage with your brand, to buy from you? A few years ago, we worked on the premise that it was 6 or 7 times. Yeah, 6 or 7 times. During the last 2 years of the pandemic, that changed to upwards of 20 and 30. It's changed beyond recognition. And I'm seeing now, it's even more. It could be 50 times. Even looking at the different mediums you're communicating on, it could be 20 to 30 emails. It could be 20 to 30 social media posts. It could be meeting someone every week during the course of the year at events. There's lots of competition out there, so you've got to be out there. People have to see your brand many, many times to engage with it. Okay, number 8, don't be afraid to repeat yourself. Yep, repeat yourself. Say the same thing, but in different ways. So you know, here are 6 ways to say the same thing. First thing is to set out what you're going to say in bite-sized chunks or bullet points in writing. The second thing, say what you want to say in full in writing. Repeat part of what you've just said, but phrase it as a question. Have a client give you a testimonial as a video. Say what you want to say in full on a video, and summarize what you've just said in writing. And it's endless, really. You can repeat the message endlessly in different ways. You can use infographics, use photography, use audio. There's so many ways you can get your message across. The same message without being boring and without people switching off. So go on, repeat yourself, repeat yourself, repeat yourself. Number 9, we live in a very, very digital world, a very screen-based world, but print still has its place. 50% of the brand awareness that we do with our clients is digital, but there's very much a place for print, and we're still placing print, doing print for our customers. There's a website or app called Nextdoor. It exists online for communities to interact and engage with each other. It's a bit similar to Facebook, but not as widely known yet. How do they market themselves? Well, they market themselves with a letter, a written letter in an envelope that arrives in the post that encourages people to sign up. Similarly, Google write to me every couple of months with the latest offer, the latest code, and I read it. And the number of clothing, household items, art, design catalogues we receive here on a weekly basis is in double figures. And sometimes I'll scan the QR code on the page to make a purchase, or follow them, or follow their social media. So it works. You can't beat the tactile experience of a well-designed, well-thought-out piece of print. And if you do that, stakeholders will want to keep it. They'll want to share it. They'll want to show it around to their friends, their associates. And it's a great way of winning referrals. So print has a place. Finally, number 10 is, are you doing email marketing? And if you're not, why not? Because it works. It's as simple as that. Email marketing works, and it's so easy to do. Email marketing enables you to build relationships with leads, with customers, past customers, people you've not engaged with for quite a long time. It's your opportunity to speak directly to them, to get into their inbox, to appear on their computer, smartphone, tablet, whatever, at a time that's convenient for them. And with the right messaging, it can be so impactful. I've had clients say to me they don't want to do email marketing because they get them all the time and don't read them. And I said they're not for everybody. You know, not everyone will read the emails you send out. If you can get between 10 and 20% of the recipients reading them or clicking on them, you're doing well. We do email communication for several clients on a weekly basis, and on average we get 20 to 30% reading of those emails. One client gets 40%, around that, 3 times a week, and another one gets we get 50 to 60% click-throughs and lots of business for them through those emails. So they're well worth doing. And the great thing with email marketing, if someone doesn't read the email, you can track it. You resend it and resend it until they look at it, or they unsubscribe. And if they unsubscribe, that's absolutely fine. That's fine. All they're helping you do is clean your database. They're not for you. They'll find you in another way. So do email marketing, please. Email marketing works. So that's it. But the final thing I want to say is, if in doubt, have a professional look at your brand image, look at your brand awareness campaigning, and give you some feedback, give you some advice. That's what we're here for. And we haven't even touched on social media. That's for next time. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.